Hello. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can change the way the text appears within your video. So we're inside the Wave editor and I've chosen one of the pre-made templates to use as an example. To activate the text area, you have two choices. You can go over here on the right and choose the tab which says text, or you can go down to the bottom of the tile that you're actually working on and select the text inside the text area where you see it. You just click on there. When you get the blue border, that means that the text area is active and you can start working on it. Once you've activated the text area, you would need to come down to the area which says text effect. Now there are 18 different types of text effect available at the moment inside the Wave editor, and that includes no effect at all. So to change the way the text appears, you need to just click on the drop down box and select the method that you are interested in. So if I were to go down and click appear by symbol, the text would appear differently. If I were to go down and choose type, it would appear as if we were typing. So that's how you select to change the way your text appears on the video. So you can change the way the text appears throughout the video by doing this on each individual slide. To see how the actual video looks when you play it, you just play the first big play button and watch how the text transitions change depending on how you've changed it in the text effect area. So now you've seen how to change the text effect area in this video, why don't you have a go at changing some text effects in your own video and feel free to share that inside the Wave Facebook group. Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to alter the transitions, which is highlighted down here, between each of your video segments to show differently. So just as an example, I'm going to play this video and watch how in between each tile the transition is different. Now the transition is where the picture changes to the other picture. So that's called the transition. It's not always obvious inside the editor, and you can see it between each block. Okay, so to change the transition, what one would do is you want to click on the actual grey transition button. This opens up a selection of different ways that the transition can occur. You can actually have no transition. If you are working on your video and you don't see this grey module here, but you see this small little plus sign at the very bottom, just here, that's where you would access a transition. So if I was to click the little plus, it brings up the same menu. Now to change the way the tiles link together, you can just choose one of them and it will give you an example of what it looks like. So we go along, and you can see that the different effects create a different feel to how your video is viewed. Depending on how you set your transitions will depend on the type of immersion you could receive from your viewers when they're watching your video. So those are the examples. So we can swap up the transitions. They don't have to be the same throughout the whole project. So we've changed that one, so let's have a look at this one. So it's currently on zoom in, so if we change that to an entrance, it brings a more dynamic entrance to your slide. If we go to this one, we can do fade to white, and then if we did this one, we can perhaps do fade to black. So then to see how all of your sections are joined by your new transitions, you just click the play button. You can see how the transitions make the video look slightly different. If you choose not to have any transitions at all, what happens is that the sections will be matted together and you won't have this transition style between each section. So I'll show you that as an example. So to remove the transitions, you just go to the transition button and you click none. So if we do that for all of these, and you can see what your video looks like without the transitions in place. What happens is that it just flicks over automatically between each slide. You could actually have 2 or 3 sections without transitions and the final 1 or 2 sections with transitions to make your video a little bit different. So for example, we could have the first 3 sections without a transition and then add a transition in on the 4th one, and then also on the 5th one. And then you can again replay your video to see how the changes have affected how your video is viewed by the audience. So there's no transition there. There isn't one here. And then as we go through the video, we change the way the transition works. So now that you've seen how to alter the transitions between each section of your video, why don't you give it a go? Hello, today I'm going to show you how to use the basic Wave editor. Once you're inside your account, you can choose to start your project from scratch, or you can use one of the pre-made templates. For the purpose of this video, we're going to start from scratch. This will open up your project inside the editor. The first thing you want to do is go to Select Formats. This is an area where you can select how your video is going to be presented, what shape it's going to be and what size, and you have numerous choice within the Wave catalogue, and it depends on the plan level also. When you highlight one of the options, you can see on the right hand side how the video is going to be presented on your mobile phone. This is really good because you can see how immersive you can make your video. Once you've chosen your style, you go to Add Video and Photos. Inside this area, you can have access to the free assets library or the paid for library, and this is for videos and for images. If you want to use a plain background colour, you can also choose that as well. Once you've decided what video you want to use, you can search it using a keyword. Once you're happy, you can view the video or the image by hovering over the top, or you can click the preview button. If you want to select some of your assets before you continue on your project, you can add them by highlighting the little star, and they will be automatically added to your favourites folder up the top. If you use any of the paid for assets, you can find those in your Purchase tab later on in your project. And if you can't find any photos or videos that you want to use inside Wave, you can upload your own using the upload option. Once you're happy with your choice of asset, you click Add. Now this will automatically be put into the editor for you, and you can have numerous options inside here. You can change how the video is presented or the image is presented in the background, and you also have this text box all ready for you to start using. Whilst we're looking at the video or the image, over here on the right it will either say video or image, and then you can swap between the text and the video depending on which part of your project you want to edit. You can also zoom in or out of your project, so if your image you want it to be a bit bigger, you want to be a bit more dramatic, you can zoom in or out as you please. If you zoom out, you expose the background colour, and this can be changed by going to the background tab and choosing a different option for colours. Inside your video or your image tab, you can also alter some of the areas of your video or your image. But for the video, one of the things you can do is you can speed it up. So I could make my video go faster so it plays quicker. So if you just have a little look now, it just plays a little bit quicker. You can also trim your video to make it shorter if you want it to be a little bit shorter than it already is. And you can select which part you trim by moving the blue box left and right. Once you're happy, you just click trim and it comes into your editor. Then we move on to the text box. So to go to the text box, you either click this bit here or you can highlight the actual text. You change the text to what you would like it to represent. Then you can change the background of the font of the lettering by choosing the style bit here. So you can change that, or you can go to these 3 little dots and you can change them up here. Once you're happy with the colouring, you can make the background a little bit see-through if you want by pulling this little bit up and down. You can also change the percentage by actually typing in the percentage if you want as well. Okay, so once you're happy with the colouring, you can change the size of the font by dragging it to make it smaller or bigger, and you can also go over here and use the drop down box. You can also change the type of font by clicking the drop down box and scrolling through some of the options. Once you're happy with all of those, you can actually move your writing up and down and around your editor by clicking and holding the mouse. This then takes us to the graphics and stickers. But before that, at the bottom here, we've got the 3 seconds of our text. We can make this longer by dragging it up here, so we could actually fill the whole area. But what Wave does is it gives you a call to action box as well automatically, and this can be presented but with your logo and some writing at the top or on the left. So you can decide whether you want to use that. If you don't want to use that option, you can just delete it by clicking the cross. And then it gives you the options to make your first bit of messaging even longer. If you want to just repeat the messaging, you can just click the repeat button here, like so, and it will add another tile in for you. So we'll just make that the full length. Brilliant. Now you can also add graphics and stickers to your project by clicking on the graphic and sticker box. This is really good if you want to personalise or give your video a little bit of a different aspect and make it pop, especially on social media. So you can add stickers or you can add GIFs or emojis. And to search them, it's the same way. You just put your keyword in and then you can add by clicking on the emoji or the GIF. If you want the GIF or the emoji to be a bit bigger, you just expand it like you did when you were using the text. You can also flip it by clicking this button and it flips it the other way, and then you can move it around and you can actually move the angle a little bit if you want, like so. Down here at the bottom it also gives a length, so you can make it shorter if you want, or you can keep it for the full length of your video. Then you can play your project to see how it looks. Brilliant. If you want to repeat the whole project, you need to just click on the actual video area, and you see here this box gives you the option to actually repeat what you've already done, and it takes all of the formatting with it. It actually just does a carbon copy of the previous one, like so, and then you can play your video project from the beginning and it will be exactly the same with a transition across to the other side. Okay, there are these options here where there's this little transition, you can actually click on this and you have some other options inside the editor to choose from. And you can actually have it without one as well, so it pulls it together. So you can decide how you want it to zoom in and out, how you want it to move between each transition. Okay, so we're going to just pop that down there. We can also add a watermark if you wish. So if your account allows you to add a watermark, you can add that in. The next option is to add music. Now, music is the same in the library. You just use a keyword to find the music that you want to use. To actually listen to the music before you add it, you can click the play button. Once you're happy, you click add. When you add the audio to your project, if the project is shorter than your audio, it will automatically shorten the audio. If your project is longer than the audio, it will tell you that the audio is too short and you'll be able to add your own audio in. Once you're happy with your entire project, you need to just click the publish button. Once you click the publish button, you have the option, depending on your plan, to share your video directly to some social platforms or to download it to your own computer. When you're downloading it to your computer, if you've used any of the paid assets, they'll be shown here on the right-hand side, and then you'll have to pay for them before you download your video. But if you've used all the free assets, then you don't have to worry about this section. What you then do is you click the download button and you allow your video to be rendered. So the video software will actually pull your project together and make it into a video for you. Once it's finished rendering, you'll get the download button. So you click the download and it will automatically download into your computer. You can then name your project and save it as an MP4 movie to your computer. So that's how you use the basic Wave.Video editor.
Hello, we would like to show you how to build a brand in Wave in 3 short video sequences. In the first video, we are going to go over adding the fonts of your brand. To edit or add fonts, we will select the default button at the top of the screen. Then select Manage Brands. Select New Brand and type your brand's name. Then select Fonts. You can search for your brand's font from the 300 Google fonts offered, and more coming soon. Please write to support if you can't find your font. To add a font to your brand, just select the font in the left column by scrolling down the options or searching in the search bar. Then, pick the font variant you want in the center column. Your selected fonts will show up in the right column. You can add as many fonts as you need. To delete fonts, select the font in the right column and click the X. Done! Watch the next video to learn how to add colors to your brand. Hello! This is the second video on how to build a brand in Wave. In this video, we will go over how to configure your brand's identity colors. Select your brand and then select colors. There are 3 ways to change colors. You may copy-paste or type a hex color code directly into the field. Type in colors if you don't know a hex color code, or click on the circle to open the color palette to choose from the millions of colors. You may also change the opacity of your color by using the slider. It's especially useful if you want your video to show through the text. You can add as many color swatches as you would like by selecting the plus icon. When you select a new color swatch, the color shown on the swatch is the background color and the color of the text. Within each bundle, there are 5 different colors: text, background, highlight, decoration, and shadow. There will be a check mark at the top of the swatch to show which color swatch you are editing. To switch between swatches, simply click on the swatch, like that. To delete a swatch, just select it and press Delete Color. You can preview your color swatches with these different backgrounds. Just click on the circle to change the background. It's that simple. Watch the next video to learn how to add a logo to your brand. Hello! In the last video of how to make a brand in Wave, we are going to add logos to our brand. Select your brand and then select Logos. You can drag files from your computer or import them. You can add as many logos as you want if your company has many different versions of its logo for call to action blocks and video watermarks. Keep in mind that the first logo you upload will be the one that shows up on the cover of your brand. Wave makes it so simple. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.